everyone, this is Jackie Williams, and in this video I want to share with you a quick and easy one sheet wonder template. Now this is one that's designed to work with your 6x6 papers, but of course you can use your 12x12s and just cut them into quarters. I like to have a print that is small and one that has the opposing side that coordinates. You're not necessarily going to use the other side, but it's nice to have that option. Now this template was shared and designed by Jacinta and Chris Carmichael, who generously shared this recently. So you might want to take a screenshot of the video or I have a download in the links above or below this video. And basically what we're going to do is, following the template, cut your 6x6 piece into these pieces. Now for this demonstration, I'm going to use the Les Shops paper. And following this template, you'd want to cut the longest lines first. So I'm going to cut it at 1 inch and then cut at 3 inch. So I've got a 3 inch, a 2 inch, and a 1 inch piece. So the 1 inch piece we're going to leave like that. So now we want to just cut those 3 pieces at 1 3/4 inches. And then this final 3 inch strip we're going to cut here at 3 inches. And then cut that on the diagonal. On one of my samples I cut it the other way. I don't think it actually matters all that much. And then the remaining 3x3 inch piece, you're going to just cut in quarters at 1.5 inches. So now what I'm going to do is just show you some basic templates and then show you a stepped up version. So for this first one, I'm going to use these 3 pieces here. I'm just going to put 3 areas of glue and place these squares. There we go. It is nice if you can get your prints aligned so that the print is continuous, even though there are now some small gaps in between each print. And then you can see I've matted that onto a piece of white that's slightly larger than the strip of squares. So if you're interested, this piece of white is about 2 by 5.5 inches. And then I put Night of Navy on the back, and that would be about 2 1/8 by 5.5. And then we can put that on our card. So you can either have that running down the side like this, or you can rotate it horizontally, either way. Then I'm just going to stamp some words there. And then of course you can add ribbon and embellishments to finish, but that is the basic idea. So here is a stepped up version of this card, and you can see I've got this one rotated the other way. So for this one, I've just added another layer of embossing, or another layer of cardstock embossed, and then I've torn the cardstock underneath and then added a separate label and some embellishments. Now for the next section, we will use these 2 diagonal pieces. So I've cut a piece of white, and I believe this is 3.5 by 3.5 inches. And I'm just going to place that up in one corner. You see that it doesn't reach the edges, that's intentional. And then place the other one in the other corner. And we're going to take our words again and just stamp those right in the gap. And then mat that onto some Night of Navy, and then onto our balmy blue card. So here is the stepped up version. You can see that I did accidentally cut it on the other diagonal, but like I said, that doesn't matter too much. And really all I've done is added some embossing and ribbon and gems for that one. Okay, then for our next one, we'll use this piece here, and this one is 1 inch, and it's been cut to 6 inches, but my card is 5.5 inches, so we'll just trim off that extra. And that little piece you could put on the inside of your card or something. And then we'll just mat that onto the Night of Navy piece. And then this can go across the card. And then we'll just do some simple stamping on this one as well. And you can orient this one the horizontal or the vertical orientation. So here's my stepped up version, which I've added again another embossed layer. I've made the Night of Navy a little wider just to make this feel a bit bigger, and done some tiering just for interest, and then added quite a bit of linen thread and embellishments and a flirty flamingo label. Okay, then the last section are using these 4 squares. This little piece was just spare. I used it then on the inside of one of my cards. And for this one, you'll want a square that's about 3 1/4 inches. And again, if you can, try and leave them in the same order that they were cut so that all of your prints will line up. And then go ahead and put these onto your white. And then we'll just add some words down here at the bottom. And then of course you can just add some ribbon and embellishments. And here's my stepped up version. I chose to put my words this time right in the middle of those squares, which is a nice place to put something for balance. And then just added some ribbon and some sequins and an embossed layer. So I wanted to show you a few more versions, and this one is using a few other options, and this set is using the Gorgeously Made papers. So this is that the same card templates, but using some different papers, and this one had some border dies. And then our diagonal cut one, the simple version, and then the stepped up version. The 1-inch strip, the simple version, and the stepped up version. And this time we're using the dies from the Gorgeously Made set. And then the 4 square version, again using that beautiful die. And this time wanted to expose a little bit of the complementing side on the designer series paper. And then using those same 4 squares, Jacinta and Chris shared another version. So this is using the birthday papers, and instead of putting the squares like this, these pieces are actually designer series paper squares. And so when you open your card, it's a gatefold card, but it doesn't actually use any more of the printed paper than this version. So it's just another alternative. I tend to think of One Sheet Wonders more as templates ready for embellishing or keeping them simple. I hope you enjoyed that and give this One Sheet Wonder template a try and use your 6x6 papers. Thanks so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment. I always appreciate hearing from you, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.